Recording has started. So, Konstantinos is a graduate of the Department of Electronics of the Hellenic Mediterranean University. He is actually a double graduate. At first, he graduated from the Department of Environmental Engineering and Natural Resources, and then he has done a shift to his studies and finished the Department of Electronic Engineering. And now, actually, he is a graduate student of our postgraduate curriculum in electronics, automation, and telecommunications. But today he's here in order to talk about his professional career. This career is mainly is focused mainly on telecommunications. Well, Mr. Douvas, your floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. George Dodakis. Good evening to all. Thank you so much for the invitation. Indeed, I have finished 2 universities, and I'm very close to graduate for the master degree from Electronic University in Telecommunication and Automation Systems. I would recommend those for looking for an interesting and good prostitute course. The main reason why I choose the Department of Electronic Engineer is the very high demand for many companies for cooperation with electronic engineers. I will talk briefly about 4 companies I have worked for the scope of the work and the important part which includes what the companies require from an employee is 2 parts. My first assignment was in industrial facility, in a recycling facility in Hania. There we were monitoring the production line. We have the maintenance and the expansion of the internet network with routers, switches, and computers. Also, we have the monitoring and the maintenance of PLC, and we export the data of those related to the production line. The second job was a company that installed or upgraded mobile base stations. What we are doing there, we take the plan, the project, the installation plan, and we install baseband unit, a remote radio unit, antennas, and sometimes we fix the mechanical tilt adjustment. The third company was a fixed telephony and internet provider. I was in the call center, and when a customer had any problem with the telephony, internet, or both of them, he just called in the call center to check his line. The first check of this is to check all the line from our machine who provides the telephony and the internet through the cable, and at the far end equipment, which is the router's customer. So with a program, remotely. Let's say we send a pulse. We used uh, to see with this pulse at the start and in the end if uh, the pulse start correctly for our machine and it goes to the line and stops at the router of the customer. And then we have the result in percent. If the percent was 100, it means that we reach the equipment of the subscriber. So we have to check all the other parameters. If the result, for example, was 18%, it means that we have a problem in the line. Maybe somewhere the line was cut off and we have to send a technician to check. Even, for example, we have 0%. It means that maybe the card in our machine has a problem and we have to make a reboot of the card, or we have to send a technician to check our machine. The second part is not about the telephony as the internet. For example, customer sees a disconnection in his line, or he has a low speed internet connection. So what we did, we checked the router. All the routers have a menu, they have a log files, and we see what they have a record. So first we check if they have the right line synchronization. Is good the line synchronization or is lower than we expect to have? The second one is to check the head error check or correction, heck errors, or the CRC, recycling redundancy check errors that they have a record in log files of router. Just to remind, the hex error is an error count which some data packets have been corrected and have been discarded. These errors may, in a short period of time, it again indicates decrease the line speed and could even lead to a link instability. The CRC errors is basically a set of errors which is used to verify a packet transmission between the sender and the receiver. The CRC error indicates a part of data packet is corrupted and requires retransmission. If we have several CRC errors in a short period of time, may decrease the line speed. This is something that show us why we have a low speed, or even if there are a lot of them, we can lose a router synchronization. The fourth company, which is I'm working right now, is related to broadcast TV signal monitoring and transmitter tuning. The department that I am is the Network Operations Center. From this department, we observe, we oversee all the entire progress of receiving TV signal from a station, distributing and broadcasting into the viewer. We see all the stage of the TV signal. for example, we have two parts of this. There is two parts of the TV signal. The first part is the multiplexing. We have the first stage is the contribution. The second stage is the encoding. The third stage is the multiplexing, and the fourth is the distribution. All of these steps are in our company, in our building. We're doing this process, and then we send the TV signal to the stations, the TV stations for see everyone in television, the channel that he wants. The second stage compares the transmitter and the satellite receivers for each television broadcasting station. In summary, the settings of the transmitter include two inputs. We have the two inputs. Every machine has two inputs, which the first input maybe is from a satellite or microwave or both of them. We have to set up the time required to switch between first and the second input. That's we call a redundancy. If one of the two inputs fails, for example, the satellite input fails, how much time we want to the receiver, he will return to the input two. The configuration of the correct internal IP and multicast. And we have, this is very important settings, we have to set the lower and the higher power transmission threshold. And for the last, we have to set up a single frequency network. The SFN is very important for a single frequency networks such as TV signal. The SFN is very important because the television network is a network that he don't use another frequency to broadcast. It's the same frequency always. We have all the same frequency in our TVs. We have the same frequency. So this time, it's very important that my TV, which takes the signal from the station that is in Parnitha or in Ito here in Athens, he will not make a congest and to have a noise, to have the one signal above the other with someone who is in Salamina. It takes the signal TV from base station Aegina. It's very interesting job. So the second part, this it was very fast. Is what I have seen in these four companies. The second one that I have to notice is that to work anywhere in any company. It's not only the knowledge and the degree is necessary to get a job. Sometimes I have many discussions with managers, and they told me that we are looking for an engineer. Of course, they have the degree or they have a PhD, but we want to have specific terms of thinking. We want to have a team spirit, all the engineers working together as a team. So we want a person who can work with a teammate and have a good results. To have right writing style, which include you want to add some notes in a project. You have uh, to write down correctly what you are meaning in technical language, or you want to send an email to a manager or to the supervisor. You have to know how I make a right structure of email to contact someone who is my supervisor. Um, the the second one that they have told me is they make an app. They are looking for mechanicals, and they want to take a CVs to uh, look for the right person. The 60% of the CVs are rejected to a poorly written. Um, so we have to make a CV which is good looking, is easy for someone to read it. We uh, we write in the CV clearly what are our knowledge, what is if we are working, what we are doing in this department. For example, um, I'm in a network operation center. Okay, uh, we have I have to write to explain two or three more for this department. What am I doing? What I'm monitoring? I see satellites, I see transmissions, I see antennas, I see thresholds. I give more information about my CV. The second one is that um, many companies, they are looking for engineers that have experience. For example, they are looking for 3 years experience or 2 years experience. Even if we don't have these years of experience, we have to send the CV. And that's the reason that's the, because all the companies, they are looking, of course, for someone with experience, but they will train every engineer who will choose to work for the company. That's for two reasons. The first one, they train the engineer because he will work with another persons, with other mechanicals, and they want all the mechanic think at the same way to have the best result. They want a teamwork, so there is a training about that. And the second one is someone who don't have the experience, but he has the degree. If he sent his CV, he shows to the company that I'm not afraid to learn the job. I'm not afraid to learn here. I don't care if I don't have the experience. I'm here to read 2 or 3 more things. Show me the way that you want me to work for your company, and I will gain the experience from your company. And the third one is very important. Okay, I sent my CV, the supervisor sees my CV, and I don't have the experience, but they called me to come here for an interview. It's very important. It's the first contact, so we have to be careful. The first one, in our dressing, we don't go for an interview to ask for a job, and we are dressed like we are in the beach. We are well dressed, typically. Our manner of speaking, we are speaking to the supervisor or the HR supervisor, so we have to be watch our manner of speaking, and we answer all the questions honestly. We don't write in our CV things that we can't support. So in our CV, we write the truth, and in every interview, we answer honestly. Thank you so much. I don't know if you have any questions.
Yes. Thank you, Konstantinos. Any questions for Konstantinos?
I have some questions.
Yeah.
So I can wait, for the rest of the people, but, I have my questions. I try to. So can I ask Konstantinos?
Of course.
So Konstantinos, first of all, thank you very much for this very, very nice and interesting presentation. For me, these kind of presentations are very useful for the teachers, for the administrators. I wish, the Athena people to appreciate more and participate in the future, and also our students, because this is a great chance for our students to listen to people that they are already in the market and learn from them what the market is looking for. So thank you very much. Before I start my questions, for your contribution, I appreciate a lot. My questions, I kept some notes because, as you know, I'm teaching this soft skills course in our university, and this kind of presentations help me to make the course better. I kept, within my notes, I kept a new lecture that I will introduce, how to communicate using emails is very important, and thank you for reminding me this. It's one of the most modern and one of the ways that you are going to communicate with your future employer or with your boss. But I would like to ask you a question, and I kept, about the soft skills. Thank you. Like, what are the main differences regarding the culture as you are moving from the university life to market life? I mean, what are, the demands regarding time? How you should behave? What are the main differences that you have experienced, moving from the academic environment to professional environment? Can you please give us some tips? And my second question is like regarding the technical competencies. As a graduate student of a 5-year university degree, and as a graduate student of a master degree, did you find yourself some weaknesses that you would like to suggest to the universities how to modify their curricula in order to our graduate students to be more ready? So first of all, the first question regards the cultural differences between academic world and the market world. And the second one is like the technical competencies. Did you feel that the curriculum and the knowledge that you have received from our university have prepared you well in order to be ready and work immediately in the job vacancies and the job opportunities that you have found? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Petridis. I will start with the second question. The difference between university and the work. There is two parts. When you came from university in a job description, you have to balance the theoretical way from the university and take all this to the practical. This is something that always in engineering we have to be in balance. Practical way, theoretical way. Without theoretical way, you can't go to the practical way. Without the practical way, you can't have the theoretical. So I will say that I have many theoretical ways, but in practical, there are always one right way to do something. Yes, of course, I know what is threshold, what is SFN theoretically, but when you have a situation to calculate this SFN, for example, or you have to calculate the time that a receiver has to go from the input 1 to input 2, just to see what's happening in a transmitter. You know the theoretical way, but you have all the other parameters to calculate and go to the practical way. Of course, in our university, we learn a lot of things that I would say in 80% in the market. Someone has a good theoretical thinking, and most of the companies they want electronic engineers. If you want to discuss it more.
So your suggestion to the universities is to introduce more practical exercises in order to enforce and power more the theoretical knowledge that
Yes.
you are provided. And how do you think that the companies can help universities? Like, what will be the ideal scenario for the collaboration of companies with the universities? So companies to bring some equipment to the universities and try to introduce their own laboratory exercises. Do you think that this could be feasible in the near future?
Yes, this is the ideal. The company comes to the university. The university has the teachers, has the students, with which the students are the future engineers in the market. So the company earns a future engineer. So he come to the university and ask from you, from Mr. George Lodakis, from Evangelos Korkinos. I have the equipment, but I try to find an engineer in the market. I don't find that I want. I want to make it for me. That's the ideal.
Thank you, Konstantinos.
And for
The first one.
the first one, the soft skills are the number one. I would say something that here the Greeks will understand in we have heard that someone can sell the Acropolis. He came to me and sell me the Acropolis. That's a soft skill. Every engineer has to be to have a high soft skills. I want to take a job. If I don't have the soft skills, I will not take the job, even if I have a PhD and someone don't have a PhD. If I don't know how to speak to someone, is a customer, is my supervisor. If I don't know how to speak, I will not take the job, or even I will not sell my product. For example, someone wants to make an alarm system in his house. If I don't know how to sell this alarm system, the customer will leave. He will go to another engineer to make the setup of the alarm. So the soft skills to write an email, to write a note, how to speak is very important to everyone. Everyone.
Thank
And,
you. Please.
30 seconds. How we can earn a soft skill? Make a presentation. Go to the teacher and talk to him, not as a friend, not as a teacher. Maybe he is the future employee. Maybe he's the supervisor, the next supervisor. Talk to him. Talk about something in formal way. Send an email in a formal way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Konstantinos. In order to enforce what did you say, I remember in Boston Consulting, they used to say that we invite them from their CV, but we hire them when we let them speak. And what the big companies, I think any company is checking through an interview is not the technical competencies, but what did you measure? Your critical thinking. How do you combine knowledge in order to provide an answer? How do you back up your answer? So you should be able to answer the 5 whys. How do you present yourself? How do you communicate? And I would like to tell you that, for me, the great inspiration in order to identify and introduce the soft skills courses is the lack of soft skills, in the majority of the academics. And this has a great impact on how do we teach, because the soft skills are, of course, are developed through the engagement. But in order to teach, in order to cultivate to our students is how do we teach? And if we are keeping to teach, in the old fashion, no soft skills are going to be developed because the students are passive and not active. So in order, to introduce this big revolution in innovation, the first thing that we should do is like to get trained how to teach following modern pedagogies and also engage the students as an active players and not as a passive players. In order our students to be more employable and provide provide the reputation to the universities, because the reputation in a university does not come from the papers. Papers is like for academics in order to build our ego. It's like from our graduate students how ready they are in order to perform and work. And indeed, soft skills, you reconfirm my suspicion, is like plays the most important role. Thank you.
Most important, yes.
Any other questions for Konstantinos?
Also, George,
Yes.
the lack of collaboration and the lack of support, but more and more they will come, because what we are organizing, George Liodakis, is one of the most important activities of a university that can do, is lack of soft skills as well. And in the next meeting that we will have, I will mention this. I will be very sarcastic to the people. But thank you. We are going to support this, and more graduate students, they will speak to our students and to ourselves in order to become a better university. As an HMU or as an Athena, this is, as an HMU, we are going to drive all the way. Okay, so thank you. Thank you, George, and thank you, Konstantinos.
Vangelis,
I also want to thank Konstantinos Douvas for the very interesting presentation. And I agree with him about the key points of the CV and the interview, all these things that presented. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions from the other participants? Well, thank you very much, Konstantine, for accepting to give us a taste of the work environment in telecommunications. I am glad that you are working in a, I would say, prestigious company now, because this company is the national operator of the Greek national operator for digital television transmission all over Greece.
Yes.
At least from the private TV stations. For all
Yes,
Greek,
the private TV stations.
yes, for all Greek private TV stations. And as I know you for some years, during your internship and your first attempts to the job market, I know that there were some problems that characterize such problems characterize our working environment nowadays. But I think that the patience and the knowledge, the studies and so on of Kostas led him to a good job position nowadays. Thank you again, and thank you all of you who participated in this second Athena Alumni Talk.
There is a question. There is a question from Katrin.
Yes, Katrin, please.
Good afternoon, all of you.
Yeah.
And nice greetings from Austria. I have a question.
Yes.
Konstantinos, do you think it would be better for upcoming alumni to get a kind of mentoring program or a kind of job shadowing that it would be easier to start on the job market?
Tell me the question again, please.
Do you think that it would be better for upcoming alumni, for future alumni, when they get a kind of mentoring program offered by the university or something like that? So you told us a lot about the CV has to be good, and what managers think about soft skills, and what managers think about team spirit and such things. So do you think it would be easier for our upcoming alumni when they get a kind of mentoring program offered by the university or offered by, for example, companies?
Sorry, Katrin, if I got it, you mean an organized program, course or something like that?
Yes, I mean, kind of that.
Yeah.
Konstantinos told us that our alumni should apply to every job, even if they don't have enough experience. So I ask if this kind of experience could, for example, be a job shadowing program or a mentoring program. If such kind of programs can help them to apply and to get earlier better jobs, for example.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for the question. In every I talk about 4 companies. So what if I told you that I never have experience go from one company to another? I don't have the experience. I see the job description. I said, okay, I have the knowledge. I know how to represent myself. I will send the CV. Okay, I don't have the experience, but if they give me the opportunity to talk with them, I will take the job. So, in 2 of the 4 companies, as an employee, we do an extra courses about soft skills. So they give a very high priority to the soft skills. How you can gain the soft skills before you go, you send the CV for a job. Yes, of course, you can find an extra courses to learn how about to make a good and well-reading CV. Yes, there are courses which you can learn how you can represent yourself, your knowledge, your job. And of course, the last thing is the teachers in the university. Is the number one in a number. We have the number one, and if we want to make this number higher, we start to make to add some zeros. So we have the first one is the university and the teachers, and we start to add zeros. We make 10, 1,000, etc. So go to your teacher, make a CV, go to your teacher to see the CV, talk with him. Maybe he can find you a right course to send and apply to read it. And of course, in the universities, the best one of my favorite lectures once it was how to make a CV or the soft skills that Mr. Petridis do in the PhD. I don't know if I answered correctly to your question.
Thank you. Yes, it's not exactly what I meant, but let me ask another way. Has one of these 4 companies you work for offered mentoring programs for their new employees?
Yes.
Okay.
The 2 of the 4 companies, yes, for all the employees, they offer the extra courses.
Okay.
Of course.
And
they
do you think it would be helpful if some of these courses would also be offered for students before they apply for a job?
I don't know, because when some company wants to upgrade a specific employee, he goes with some requirements to find the specific courses, and the company wants to make a good result in the course, so you go better in your job.
Mhm.
It's very specific. I don't know if it's that correct to take this course from the company and give it to a university.
Mhm.
I don't
But
know.
But I will say something that Catherine, I think, Catherine, if you are meaning this is very important. When you apply for a company, you don't have a CV, you have a resume, because the resume, in the resume, you should include the keywords of what company is looking for. So if you have a general CV and you go to apply for any position, then in the majority of the case, Kostas, you are going to lose, because each position is looking for something specific. So you should have a resume that reflects your competencies towards, the vacancy. So don't go with a general CV and apply whatever you find with this CV. Try starting from a good CV to extract and produce a resume, a short CV, like 1 page, that reflects the keywords of the vacancy, because the people that they are checking the resumes or the CVs, it's completely different. The people that they are checking the resumes, they have 7 seconds in order to read diagonally, the competencies that they are looking for. And not only this, now that, the digitalization comes into the game, your resume, or, in the worst case, that it's very bad to do, your CV, analytical CV, is checked by machines, and they are checking for specific words. And this makes the clearing. All right? So, Catherine, I will say that what are you suggesting is very important, because the students, they will learn how to apply by identification of the specific keywords that the companies are looking for specific vacancies. So if you want, contact me. That's why I wrote my email, in order to organize such workshop for students on top of what Kostas has mentioned, in order, this job shadowing, to learn how to apply in a specific way regarding, specific competencies the advertisement is looking for. You cannot apply with your overall CV. It's a mistake. No one's going to read it. I can see, academics. I ask for a resume and they send me 12 pages of CV. I just, don't read it. Resume is the key word.
Okay, thank you.
Kostas, may I add something?
No, I have to go to the airport myself because I'm going to miss my flight. But if you are going to be fast, I will stay. Direct.
I remember manager in Cosmote, when I suggest someone, let's say from academic, and someone has 35 pages of CV.
No one, useless, useless, garbages.
He said to me, "Is rejected."
Of course, it's rejected. You need to have the critical thinking. Kostas mentioned something important: critical thinking. And when you apply for a specific position, and you should include within 1 page of your resume these keywords that will make this. It will make identifiable your resume. I have to go. I'm sorry, because I'm going to miss my flight. George, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Let's continue. I will find, alumni students, and let's continue to support what George and the rest of the people are doing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Have a nice flight.
And Catherine,
Have a nice flight.
Catherine, please contact me, because I would like to organize these jobs shadowing.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye, to anyone.
Right. Any other question? Okay. Thank you again, Konstantine. Thank you again. And thank you all of you who participated in this talk.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the invitation. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye to all. Bye to all.